The Alpha Sessions.
Hello and welcome to Alpha Sessions. My name is Erica Jean and I'm joined here with Annissa Murad, and we're going to be here talking about her latest music. So hello Annissa, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So your first song I want to talk about is Candyman, and I thought it was just such a beautiful song. Like, would you like to explain a bit about the songwriting and like the story behind it?
Yeah, so thank you. So Candyman was basically a song I wrote after this person had done me wrong, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna like say something about this because it's not right. So I go and I speak up about what this person has done, but because this person has portrayed such a sickly sweet facade to everyone and like they're the nice guy, nobody believed like what I was saying, and I was like, how is this possible? Like, how can someone be so manipulative? So I was like, you know what, this person is a Candyman. So the metaphor is like a Candyman. They're so sickly sweet, but what people don't realize is it's all pretend, and that's kind of what the song is trying to say.
And it's really good as well with like your anger behind it. You can really feel it in the song.
Oh.
Yeah, I can really feel it. Like,
it's still there.
It's still there, but it's nice.
There.
It's nice. But does the person know that you wrote the song about them as well?
Absolutely not.
Are
Absolutely
they ever going to find out?
Okay, maybe when I leave school.
Yeah.
Maybe when I leave school.
Will they
then
show up
it'll
to
be,
one of your shows?
And I won't. It will be actually so great to play it in front of him. Like, I would take so much joy in front of that, but I have to wait until after school.
I was 13 school right now. Maybe. Ooh.
This is like so much.
Okay. Well, how long have you been songwriting and performing for then?
So I started songwriting when I was 11, after I kind of got into classical piano, because I actually started playing piano when I was 4, but then I only started taking it seriously when I was 11, which is also the time I started writing songs. And I kind of got inspired to write songs after going to see Taylor Swift's Reputation Stadium tour at 11 years old. And then after that, I entered a competition called Teen Star with some of my original songs, and I made it to the final, which was pretty cool. And then since then, I've just been writing songs.
Yeah, and I love like Teen Star as well. How did you feel about coming runner-up, weren't you?
Yeah. That was pretty cool because I did not think that I was even going to get to perform at the O2, because that was a crazy thing. Especially the performance that I did at the O2, it was the first time I had ever played like a guitar on stage, and it was the first time I had ever played that guitar. Like, I bought it the day before, so I was like, I don't even know how this is going to happen, but sure. And when I came like runner-up, I was like, huh? How's that possible?
Wow.
So yeah.
That must have been stressful playing a new guitar as well.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. And also, I refuse to look back and watch those videos because I'm sure they're going to sound terrible.
You haven't watched it back?
No, because like every time I like go on YouTube and I see it, I'm like, oh, scroll past. I cannot be reminded of that. No.
You're one of those people that can't listen to their own voice as well.
I can listen to my own voice like in recent times when I've improved, but I can't go back. I can't go back then. I was scrolling through my camera roll because I was just like reminiscing over old memories, and I saw a video of me singing at 11, and you know, like the audio plays automatically, so I had no control over stopping it, so I just heard the screeching sound. I was like, get off. So no, I'm not going back.
Oh no. How did you decide what guitar to buy as well?
I was completely clueless. I should have probably done my homework, but we have a really nice guy in our local guitar shop, and he kind of selected it for me. But I really wanted to get a Taylor guitar because of Taylor Swift, because my Taylor Swift love when I was younger, still love her now though, but it was much more intense before. But she had a Taylor guitar, but it was way too expensive. They're like thousands of pounds. So.
Wow. So is Taylor Swift one of your biggest inspirations then?
Probably initially, but now I've kind of branched out and looked at older kind of music. Like for my EPQ at school, I was doing a comparison between David Bowie and Sylvia Plath, and so I really like some of David Bowie's, how he kind of weaves in social commentary into his songs. That's kind of cool.
That's really cool. So what was your EPQ project then? Was it like to do
EPQ project was, do literature and pop music have equal artistic value?
Oh.
So.
And what was your conclusion?
My conclusion, okay, I'm still working on the conclusion, but I'm thinking that in the light of poetry, they do have equal artistic value because they both are able to explore the human psyche. They both evoke liberation and catharsis, and they also, there was another thing that they both also did when I was looking at the comparison. I can't remember, but they have lots of similarities in things that they're able to achieve. And so just because poetry, some people regard it as more sophisticated, I don't think sophistication is necessarily a factor in the artistic value if it's able to evoke the same kind of feelings, especially when music has the melody attached to it that adds to the value. So it kind of makes up for the more sophisticated angle of poetry. So
I agree actually. And also if you look at a lot of kind of more Maisie Peters and Taylor Swift, they all have kind of quite deep lyricism to them, which almost have that poetry kind of mythology to them as well, don't they?
Yeah, so I think some people are just like, oh, it's pop music. No, it can't possibly be as good as poetry. But, you know, if you read some poetry, some of it is just like standard, some like median. It's not like anything exceptional.
And did you find as well when you started writing songs that it came from poetry?
Okay, when I first started writing songs, it came from the diary, to be honest. It came straight out of the, 12-year-old diary. But now it's definitely coming a lot from poetry, like Sylvia Plath, Christina Rossetti. Who else do I really like? Maya Angelou's poetry. So, yeah, I just really like female voices and trying to incorporate them into my writing as well.
That's really cool. So, also, about diaries, I know that you've had an EP last year called Diaries of a Girl Next Door.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with that idea for the title?
So for the title, I was kind of like, because I had written the 3 songs, Bad at Love, I'm Not Your Mother, and Chill Out, kind of when I just turned 15. And so I was like, what would encapsulate the idea of these songs most? And I was thinking, you know, they were written straight out of things that I'd already written in my diary. So I'm like, how about Diary of the Girl Next Door? Because also, on Instagram, I have a really close relationship with my fans, and so even if they're not in person, we don't see each other, it's still they're next door. I'm really active in the DMs with them, and we have a frequent conversation, so it's it kind of felt fitting to the whole thing.
That's really cute. So what was your songwriting process like as well? Because I know there's 3 songs on there, and they're all quite different in a way, you know?
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Well, I co-wrote them with a co-writer that I work with on Zoom. He's in Nashville and he's called Britton Cameron, and he's really good. I started working with him when I was 13 years old, and yeah, he was developing Gale, who wrote ABCDFU. And so he's got some really good songwriting chops. I learn from him every single session, so I'm really grateful to have him. He's also the one who kind of produced the acoustic recordings for me, so yeah.
That's really cool. So how did you find him as well? Online?
Yeah, so I'm part of an artist development company, and he works with them, and so they linked us up. But I started this artist development company in lockdown. So yeah, it was when I had loads of time to write and everything, to kickstart everything.
Well, so you signed up to the company and then just kept songwriting.
Yeah.
That's great to do over lockdown as well, you know.
Yeah, because especially I was in year 8. So nothing mattered. School didn't matter. I probably didn't even realise that it existed. Yeah.
Did you find as well that with songwriting in lockdown there's almost less, you know, external factors going on, so you can write freely?
Yeah, definitely, because we weren't even allowed to go out, so you have to entertain yourself at home, and you don't really have the opinions of your friends kind of factoring in what you spend your free time on. So it was kind of organically what I wanted to do. And so yeah, it was I really enjoyed lockdown. So yeah.
That's really cool. So what's your favourite track on the EP then?
Oh, okay, I'm such an indecisive person when it comes to tracks. So I'll change my mind every single time. When I wrote it, I'm Not Your Mother was my favourite because I really liked the melody. But then when I released it, I was Bad at Love is my favourite because it's the most emotional. And it's the most heartfelt. And then I was but Chill Out is the most fun. So that's my favourite. But then now I'm recently liking I'm Not Your Mother again. So it will change. I will each one will be my favourite. It's picking a child. I can't pick a favourite child, but it will change every day.
No, I think they're really good meanings as well. I like I'm Not Your Mother as well because I think the whole story behind it just it really comes through in the song, and the fact that you can just tell you're no, I'm not looking after you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's telling the guys where to go. Yeah.
No. So are they all about the same person or are they about different people?
The Diary of the Girl Next Door EP is about the same person, but Candyman is not about the same person.
Oh. So there's lots of people that you're getting annoyed at.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sell them a dream, tastes just like strawberry, and all your honey words stick so well onto their tongues, and everyone's under a spell. I wonder if they can tell. They eat up all your pie just to fall from sugar highs, and soon their lips are sore from drinking all the juice you poured. But it's too late, their hands are stained, marked in neon guilt and shame. They don't know how, but they'll find out that you're the candy man, and it's a pretty scam. You get the girls in your hands so they can follow commands, and you do it so well they can't even tell. Oh, you're the candy man. But it fills me with rage watching you lead a parade of girls you've wrapped around in little packets without sound. But every flavor has an end, even yours, Candyman. They don't know how, but they'll find out that you're the Candyman, and it's a pretty scam. You get the girls in your hands so they can follow commands, and you do it so well they can't even tell. Oh, you're the candy man. You're the candy man.
The Alpha Sessions.
So also, you performed Alien earlier.
Yeah.
And I saw the interview as well at the Tile Yard, which was really good. The little performance you did.
Oh yeah, the RGB.
Yeah. So is that going to be released soon, or like what kind of plans do you have for that song?
That's like probably one of my favourite songs that I've written, so I definitely want to release it one day. I don't have any plans right now. I'm kind of just trying to like write as many songs as I can and kind of hone in on my craft. But no, it was really fun to play, and like a big thank you to RGB Sessions who let me. And yeah, the film crew is really nice, so I definitely recommend, because you're an artist, you should go there.
Oh, cool. And what kind of thing was it about? Like, it's got a really nice storyline to it.
Alien.
Yeah.
So basically, I was just feeling like, I think isolation is like a universal feeling. Like, we all will experience it sometime. And so when I was thinking of that kind of emotion, I came up with Alien, and I just wrote it down on my notes. And then there was this girl who joined our school at the start of this year, and it was so sad to watch because she's kind of like got a sort of different quirky personality, but it's not inherently like bad or anything, it's just different. And I just watched how people just like isolated her and treated her badly and kind of excluded her from everything for no absolute reason, just because they don't like, I actually don't even know what they don't like, and so I was like, that is so sad. And so I remembered writing down the concept of Alien and how, you know, I felt isolated and alienated before, so I was like, you know what, I'm really going to write this song. And she was kind of like my inspiration, so character inspiration.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So do you find as well you kind of write about both other people and yourself when you're songwriting?
Yeah, definitely. Like I try to write songs that kind of have a universal voice, because I'm like, it will still have something that it's still gonna be like my story, but then it's also, I've observed that it happens to everybody else, and I feel like I really like listening to songs that I can feel like the artist has their own story, but also I can attach my own story to it as well. So I kind of try to like infuse both together.
Yeah, and I guess that makes it more relatable as well to your audience.
Yeah.
And like in social media as well, I know you've got a huge like, you know, kind of network and community on Instagram especially, you know, and how do you kind of keep that positivity going on social media?
I think it's really hard, because obviously things are not like always as easy as they seem, and so it's definitely difficult to keep the positivity at all times, and I don't think you can be positive all the time. But one thing is that the community on Instagram, they're just so supportive, and anytime like I post like a song, they're always like cheering me on in the comments, so I'm like kind of like if you have like that support, which I'm so grateful for, it kind of it doesn't really like matter what's going on, because you know you have that community. And I think I'm really grateful to have found that on Instagram, and people who like support you unconditionally, so that makes everything more positive.
Yeah, so you can find you can kind of post about anything and they'll just be supportive of you.
Yeah, I mean, I would like them to tell me if what I'm posting sounds bad, okay? Because I'm not encouraging like unconditional compliments, but no, it's really nice, because also in the DMs and in the channels that we have, like people always like text me what's going on in their lives, and like I text what's going on in my life, and so it's just, we're always in like a constant state of conversation. I just feel like being part of that kind is just really nice.
That's really nice. Yeah.
And then you got the music on top, so it ties everything together.
And do you find as well with studying in school at the moment that it's like a lot to manage, or how do you manage your time to post?
So hard. Not even about posting. Like recently it's so hard to like keep everything so organized, because at school we've got our predicted grades and everything, and like exams and tests, and like I did not realize how hard it would be. So I definitely have to be extra organized, like waking up early to do my homework and my revision, and then kind of doing all of my errands at school, like in break and lunch. I have to like do any extra bits of work I have, so then when I come home I've got some free time to work on my music and, you know, interact with everybody on Instagram. So yeah, it's a balancing act. Like I have totally not figured it out yet. I'm still trying to understand how you can juggle 100 balls at the same time, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, it's hard, like having lots of different aspects of your life and how they merge together. Do you find as well, do you schedule on social media, or do you kind of just go when you can?
I don't schedule, but I probably should.
Yeah, I think it does help sometimes, but then, you know, with comments you can't always see it if you're doing something else, which is hard as well. You're like, oh, there's a post that's just gone live and I forgot I posted it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know someone that does alarms, so that when she's actually got her
I do
post,
have alarms.
Yeah, that's cool. So what kind of, like, do you have a routine that you're kind of getting into, or are you still kind of trying to?
I have a routine, as in I wake up and then I do my schoolwork, and then I do some music work, whether it's like on Instagram or writing, something like that, and then I go to school, and then I come back, and then I work on music. But I don't have like a specific schedule or specific routine, because everything comes at you so fast. So it's kind of like by the time you organize it all into the day, it's like you've missed the boat on like everything that you need to do. So yeah.
That's hard, but I think it will get easier the more you kind of settle into it, you know. And do you find as well there's a pressure, like you talked about the fact you don't feel like you can speak when you were in high school about what your songs are about, so do you think that's like a thing that's going to carry on, or do you have like a pressure to post certain things on social media, or are you quite open?
No, I'm pretty open with like everything on social media. It's just I feel like if I say I feel like I might get expelled from the school my head teacher will probably be like, that's it, out. So yeah, that's the reason. Yeah.
And do you have like, if you could go and see one artist or like collaborate with them, who would you pick, do you think?
Oh my god, wow. That's such a good but difficult question. I would have to say maybe Billie Eilish, because I really like her like innovative style of music. Like there's no one else that I know. Everyone else is trying to now like jump onto her kind of whispery sound, but no one right now has like music as innovative as her. And she's always like experimenting with different things, so like I think that she would be a great collaborator to have, definitely.
Have you listened to her latest album as well?
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Hard and soft, yeah.
I think her like production is just out of this world as well.
Oh my god, Phineas is so good. Jeez, like all the layers that he puts, but then you don't even realise that they're there.
Do you get into production at all, like in your songwriting process? Or?
I like giving notes about production. Like I like to be really involved in the production process, but I could not produce like to save my life. Like I've tried, being on Pro Tools and trying to like put together some drums, but it just sounds bad. I'll leave that to the expert, Britton Cameron.
So when you're doing your studio sessions, what kind of thing do you do then? Do you like go in and kind of have a free spirit, or do you kind of know what you want to do already?
So when I go into the studio sessions, I have the song like ready, and basically I play the guitar to the metronome just to like get the scratch, and usually we always have the track already done by the time we get into the studio. Yeah,
that's cool. So you just kind of like collaborate. So is the work for you is more before the studio?
Yeah, the work is just the songwriting, because I like write like 80% of the song and then I bring it to the session and we kind of just make sure it's pieced all together and like the arrangement is good, and then Britton, my co-writer, he will do the production. Yeah.
And where's he based? In London? Or?
Nashville.
Nashville. Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
So it's like on Zoom. Yeah.
How do you find that?
It's really cool, because also he's from Nashville, so he has like a complete different perspective, and he has like really good insights into the music industry, and his advice is like the best advice. He's very wise. Even if it's not always the advice you want to hear, it's good advice, definitely.
That's really cool. So it's kind of like a collaboration between the two of you. And what does he bring? Does he bring the lyrics or more of like the melodies?
He definitely brings the groove, because sometimes I'm like, I really want to write an upbeat song, because all these songs have been like sad, and so I'm like, I really need a melody for this song and like a groove, and so he would just go on his Pro Tools and he's like, did you know that you can write songs using these like keys? And so he makes like this like cool sound, and then I just write the lyrics over it.
That's nice.
Sometimes it's like that, but it's different every time.
So you start with the guitar, or you start with the lyrics, or where do you start when you're songwriting?
Sometimes I start with the lyrics. Like for Candyman, I started with the lyrics. For Alien, I started with the guitar, because I heard this song that I loved, and I loved the chord progression, so I was like, can I like adapt that maybe a little bit? So yeah.
It's nice actually doing that. I do that as a lot when I'm watching people live. I'll be like, oh, that's a cool chord, and I kind of take a video of them like, what shape are you making there? I'm gonna go copy it. No, it's a really nice way, I think, to start songwriting as well. Yeah. If you just want to write, but you know, when you've got that kind of like creative buzz and you don't know what you want to write, but you just want to do something.
Yeah. Also, like you'll find yourself using the same chord progressions over and over again. So if you hear a song that's like a brand new chord, it's like quite fresh. It's good to like expand the horizon.
And you have a band as well in your songs, don't you? On your streaming.
Oh yeah, I have a band for a song called Blue and Soundtrack to My Life, and that's Britton's band in Nashville.
Nice. So did you record it in Nashville?
No, I didn't. He basically helped me set up this little mini studio in my bedroom. He gave me a list of all the equipment, so it was so nice. And so I just recorded the vocals from there, and he had already got this track, and he just takes control of my screen and does everything from my Mac.
That's so clever. Yeah, because you can like control it, can't you, with a mouse?
It's TeamViewer. It's like this app that I install on my computer, and then he can just click everything on my computer from his computer. Yeah.
Wow. And you must kind of learn about a bit of production then.
Yeah, I definitely did. I definitely learned like a lot. Yeah, it's definitely more than I would have known without it. Yeah.
And how do you find actually having the home set up? Like, is that quite exciting for you to have the possibility to record?
Yeah, because anytime I want to record like an acoustic session, I can just take my mic, and he's taught me like the basics of how to operate it, and he set like the reverb and everything, so it's really useful.
And getting to know your own sound as well is so important.
Yeah.
And like for live as well, I guess it will help with your ear of what you want on your stage.
Yeah.
So
because you can like re-record as many times as you want, and like listen back, so it's a good tool for improvement. Yeah.
And like, are you hoping to do more live shows as well? Like, what's your dream venue that you'd be like, yeah, I'll go there?
Yeah, I definitely want to do more live shows, because I need more live show practice. But I haven't had a dream venue, because I'm like, I should literally play wherever. I haven't thought of that yet, but it would be nice to play at a festival. I've never played at a festival before, so I would say that's my dream thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a camper or not?
No.
No.
No. Are you a camper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you would be a camper. You just feel like you would be a camper.
No, I do love camping.
No, but I feel like I would like camping. I just have never gone camping.
Maybe start with glamping and then
Glamping.
It was soften the blow.
I've seen those like tents with the face masks and everything. No, I don't mind living in the wild.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, when we go to Sardinia, because that's where my, like, half of my family lives, like, we're out in the countryside. We've got, like, this little thing that we call a villa, which is really just a rock. We were like, this is like Casa di Cugini. It's like the house of the kids. Anyways, but it's, yeah, and we just pretend it's our house and we live in the wild.
That's so cool.
Yeah, hardcore.
I always wanted to live in my garden as well when I was younger.
Me too. I wanted to sleep overnight in my climbing frame.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a communal experience, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
or a tree house.
Yeah. That was my dream, to have a tree house.
Look in the mirror, yeah, I'm different, everybody can see. My skin is green and my mind is another machine. In a hole of 100 empty seats, I'm just a stranger from another star. And the voice in my head keeps telling me to go back to Mars. But I know someday I'll find a home, 'cause right now I'm still stuck in outer space. There'll come a day when I belong, and I'll wake up and be with the human race. I wanna be like everyone, but I'm just an alien. Getting used to sitting by the sidelines every day, where the pretty perfect cheerleaders never shout out my name. Sometimes I wanna blast off in my UFO, 'cause no one cares that I exist, and just fly around in circles like a lonely satellite dish. But I know someday I'll find a home, 'cause right now I'm still stuck in outer space. There'll come a day when I belong, and I'll wake up and be with the human race. I wanna be like everyone, but I'm just an alien, and I don't speak their language, so they stare at me like a disease. I eat lunch alone, look to the sky and beg to God, just please let it be true. Someday I will find a home, 'cause right now I'm still stuck in outer space. There'll come a day when I belong, and I'll wake up and be with the human race. I wanna be like everyone. Yes, I'll take anyone. I wanna be someone, but I'm just an alien.
The Alpha Sessions.
You performed earlier the song Boy You've Always Been.
Yeah.
So what was your songwriting process for that song?
So first it was the inspiration of the Boy You've Always Been idea, which basically came from this boy who we were like texting, and it was like we had like a really good friendship and everything. And then all of a sudden one day I just get like one word responses, and then eventually one word responses turns into like complete ghosting. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm moving on from you then. And then a few months later, it comes back in like paragraphs. And I'm like, oh my God, didn't you just like completely like leave? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you another chance. Like, it was a really nice friendship. So let's just like do this again. And so we do that again for like a little bit more, and then again I get the short words towards the end and the ghost. So I was like, okay, fine, this is not working, I'll just move on. Like, I'll completely forget about this. Like, I'm moving on a chapter of my life. Then it comes again, I'm like, okay, like, every time you say that you have changed and you do the same thing every time, like, you're always going to be the same person. So that's where the title of Boy You've Always Been came, because it's like the realization that some people are just not going to change.
And you want them to as well. You're like,
yeah,
just
it's like,
change.
please,
It's not
like,
that hard.
yeah, and like, explain yourself. Like, why are you doing this? And they're like, I didn't do that. And I'm like, there's proof. But yeah.
Wow. So is that going to be released soon, or do you think?
I'm not sure about release plans, but I would like it to be released.
Make it.
If people like it, then.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good
thanks.
one. Yeah, it's quite badass in a way. You know what I mean? It's got like a little like angry back to that Olivia Rodrigo thing, I think.
You'll never grow up and be a man.
Yeah. Good for you vibes, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if you could describe your music in 3 words, what would you say?
Ooh. Wow. Okay, well, there's like what I would like it to be, and there is what it is right now. But what I would like it to be is fun, poetic, and heartfelt.
I think it does that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But like the main thing is just I want like it to be able to connect with people, and like people can like see themselves in the songs.
Yeah. I think that's always like the beauty of songwriting as well, is you get to kind of share experiences with people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Boy, I've always been as well. I bet a lot of people online will be like, I have that exact same thing.
It's like different experiences in different font. Like the same experience in this different font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that as well online, that like your followers will kind of comment on your videos and be like, this is so like relatable?
Yeah, I did like these kind of like trailers for the songs, and they were like, oh my god, why have you like scripted my life? And I was like, oh my god, this is like my biggest dream ever to like kind of resemble some sort of your experience. So I was like so happy. I was like freaking out over those comments. I was like, thank you for saying that. Yeah.
And actually you've got a song called Soundtrack to My Life, don't you?
Yeah.
So is that more for you, or is that more for your listeners? Like who?
I was trying to make it for everybody, because I was like, it was, I think it was for everybody. Yeah.
I bet you get a lot of people being like, I'm also the same.
Yeah, definitely for the EP, like I got a lot of people being like, oh, like this is exactly how I was feeling. I got some like story times in my DMs, which I like loved reading, so yeah.
That's really fun. And also, do you get, when you look at your music, you've got all the playlists. Do you have any like weird playlist names?
Ooh, okay, I'm really weird because I don't have Spotify.
Do you not?
No, so I only have Apple Music, but that means I have to buy every song that I like listen to. So I don't really buy that many songs, because they're like so I'm a YouTube listener, so I listen on YouTube, and like all my friends make fun of me for that, but I listen to like sped up playlists. Yeah,
that's the new trend, isn't it?
Yeah, they just sound so good sped up, and my mum was like, is that how they sound? Because I don't remember them sounding like that, but no, I was like, it's sped up.
And then you listen to the original and you're like, oh, it's so slow and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, someone sped up one of my songs actually the other day, and like sent it to me, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, I sound like a chipmunk in a way though.
Yeah.
It's weird when it's your own voice. It's okay when it's others. You're like, that sounds cool. When it's your own voice, you're like, why do I sound weird? Like,
I want to hear it. I really like sped up songs.
Yeah. Do you find that as well? I think that's going to be the future of like kind of attention spans with.
That's like scary, because it's like, I don't know. Is music going to get faster? I don't know.
Maybe. What would be your kind of maximum like ability? Like if they were like, oh, can you write a song that's a minute? Would you say yes, or would you be? Like,
I'd be like, yeah, I could write a song in 1 minute, but not 1 minute because I've sped it up so much. It would have to be 1 minute because I've cut out like a verse or something. Because you know, you have to still, even if people like the sped up thing about the song, I feel like you still have to have some heart in it. And like if the rhythm is like unbelievably fast, I think maybe there comes to a point where you kind of miss out on the feeling of the song. So.
And maybe that's a danger with these sped up songs. Yeah, maybe the actual consumption of music might change, do you think?
Yeah, I feel like the sped up songs are easier to just put in the background whilst you're doing stuff, and you're not really like paying attention to what they mean and stuff. So I think that's good to have a good time, but then, you know, people also like listen to music to have something to like connect to in like hard moments, and I feel then they would turn to the normal speed.
Or they have the slowed and reverb as well, don't they?
Yeah, oh my god, everything but the actual original song. Slowed and reverb, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about how it will be.
Yeah, I know a lot of artists now are doing singles where they have the sped up version, the normal version, and then the low version.
Like Doja Cat has that. Yeah.
It's quite interesting though. At least you're catering to your fans and what everyone wants. You know, some people want to listen to a 4-minute song, and some people want to listen to a 1-minute song.
Yeah, and some people want to listen to a 10-minute Taylor's version song. Yeah.
Do you find with social media as well? With your videos, how long do you make your videos? Do you make them quite short for your attention spans, or?
It depends what I'm trying to like achieve in the video. So like if it's like to grab attention, then it would be like shorter. So like maybe 7 seconds. But then if it's like a message, like something to like the people, then it'll be longer. But I still don't think it should be very long because like I see my brother, because I'm thinking like if like what would like my brother and my cousins watch, and like the speed their fingers like swipe at is like insane. Like my brother, he looks at like a video for like 1 second, and because he's obsessed with YouTube Shorts, so he'll just like scroll through. I'm like, okay, so if I'm catering to my brother, I'm gonna have to like grab the attention immediately.
Actually, I'm a nursery teacher as well, and one of my kids, who's about 1, can already figure out a way to unlock my phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, how?
I don't even know. He just taps around, and it's crazy that like even these 1-year-olds are now getting addicted to phones.
Yeah, the amount of 2-year-olds I've seen in push chairs, and they're just like with their parents like massive phone bigger than their face, and they're just like with one finger just like that, and it's like a 2-year-old, but how are you like figuring out the swipe and the like and yeah.
It's a crazy world, but at least, you know, we've got to think about that as artists though, about our audiences and how they kind of consume and how they do it. It's almost like kind of thinking in a business mindset, which is hard. Do you find that hard as an artist as well, to kind of find a way to sell your music even though it's like a creative outlet for you?
Yeah, it's definitely like you have to balance the two. But I think it's like fun to be able to kind of put forward your songs, because like when you're trying to sell them, you're basically just like connecting on like an even greater level. So it's kind of fun to find those angles that you can match up, and so it's like business, but at the same time it's helping enhance the connection of the song and like the relatability of it. So they go hand in hand together. It's
quite fun marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, and also like you can play games like emojis, like guess the song, because like I did like some word searches and some like live parties. Like when I released my song, me and my brother, we go live and we have like a party which everyone joins, but it's like an Instagram thing, and so it's definitely like really fun. So I think it just makes the experience even better than just like putting it out there and just
it's more personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And talking of socials, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, so it's Annissa Murad Music, and also Spotify, it's just Annissa Murad. And YouTube, it's just Annissa Murad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You broke my heart, then come running like you never did, and nobody understands how I made you my world. So when you asked for a second chance, I was like, yeah, I want the love that I once had, 'cause I forgot you're still the guy who played me like a ribbon in the sky. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? I should know how the story goes. You say sorry, but that don't mean a thing. Every lie you've told still stings right to the core. And you say you've you've changed, but honey, you're the same. You'll never grow up and be a man. You're the boy you've always been. I'm shooting for the moon. You're stuck in Saturdays and old cartoons. Are you just a fool, or too innocent to know the love you'll lose? So when you asked for a second chance, I was like, yeah, I want the love that I once had. 'Cause I forgot you're still the guy who played me like a ribbon in the sky. And why do I do this? Why do I do this? I should know how the story goes. You say sorry, but that don't mean a thing. Every lie you've told still stings right to the core. And you say you've changed, but honey, you're the same. You'll never grow up and be a man. Oh, I've gave and given everything I have. Oh, you'll never grow